Mr. Chode says, do we consider ourselves lucky if Rodgers doesn't return next season? The experiment didn't work. Do we even think he comes back? My stance on this is I want him to come back, as irritating as it is, and I think he's a very big part of this problem right now. I do want him to come back because we do have so much young stud talent on this team, and I think I'd rather do the reload and revamp the coaching staff route and see if we can just catch a spark. Because if we blow it up, we're going to stink next year anyway. I'd rather at least give ourselves some opportunity to maybe look all right. And heck, we might be more attractive as a landing spot because now you have the year to see what this team has and then all the assets you want greenlit to trade away. If I'm a new GM coming in here, I'm saying, look, Garrett, Sauce, Brees, all you guys that want new contracts, no one's getting one. You're going to have to ball out and prove that you deserve a contract to stay here. I didn't draft you. Let's earn our stripes. I think the only guys that I would like to see get a contract this offseason, I would look at Sherwood and I would look at 𝐒𝐿s. Those are the two in my mind that I think you can lock in for a little bit cheaper. But again, it kind of depends on who's coming in. So as far as would we consider ourselves lucky if Rodgers retires? It depends which route you kind of want to go. I understand people not wanting Rodgers at this point, so I'm not going to give much pushback on that, but I fall on the side of let's reload and see what a new coaching staff can do with all the talent, similar to what Green Bean was saying. Matt, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, here's my stance on Rodgers for next season. I think you have to hire the GM and let the GM pick his coach, and then those two people have a conversation with Rodgers and see what's the vibe. Because it's not going to be the Aaron Rodgers show. We're not bringing in every single person that Aaron Rodgers wants, or, he's not second in command behind Woody Johnson. It's the in order GM, coach, then quarterback in order of importance. And if that's something that he's okay with, fine, he could come back. I would probably still want to draft a quarterback and have him sit behind Aaron Rodgers for a year, because honestly, I think you need an eye for the future on this one. Mm-hmm. They tried to go all in with this. It hasn't worked. I think they need a new voice in there from both the GM and the coach. And if Aaron wants to come back for one more year and is okay with them still drafting a quarterback, that's fine, because you can't really cut him and get out of that contract too well unless you're, post June 1st cutting him there.
Yeah, it's kind of all on Rodgers right now. He's got a $35 million bonus that's supposed to hit probably right before free agency. I think that's what was supposed to happen. And then what happened when he reworked his contract with the Packers, it was moving his bonus to the start of the football season, and that's how they were able to kind of like maneuver that. So I think to get him to retire post June 1st, he would have to move that $35 million signing bonus. If he wants to play, then he's going to be able to play. And I think if he wants to come back, Woody Johnson's probably going to try and convince him to come back. That's his cash cow. That's his justification for upping the price of season tickets on our fans for another year of utter garbage. Yeah, I don't know. Green Bean, what do you think? You want Rodgers to return next year, or would you rather see like new quarterback? You want him done, and you just want to keep the young players around?
Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm not, it's a weird place to be, because I am not one of the people that are saying he's washed, right? Like there are people that he's washed. I don't see washed. I just see a guy who's not good enough to do what we need to do. He's like, he's probably gonna, if he makes it the whole season, he's probably going to be the first 4,000-yard passer that we've had since Joe Namath. I mean, that can't be understated. Like, whatever we've accomplished, as little as it may be, we've never been able to see that. Like, and I haven't seen it in my life. Not one time. I know you guys haven't. If I haven't seen it, I know you didn't. So it's like that. So he's not washed, but I just feel like the Hackett, the whole Aaron Rodgers, like the added focus, the 7 primetime games to showcase. I mean, I don't want any of it. I think that, and you guys have heard me say this, we haven't won more than 7 games since 2015. Okay. And many of those years were 3 wins, 2 to 4 wins, whatever. And it's like, why in the world 2 years in a row did they, in their wisdom, put us on that many primetime games and make us have to endure this? Not even just in our own little pocket of the world, 1 o'clock tucked, just a regional game. Nobody sees it. So at least we got, no, in front of everybody. Everybody's watching Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. And we got to look like this. And it's like, and they even said, the NFL said, we thought the Jets owed us for last year because if we lost our quarterback 4 plays in, we owe them. So like, and that's only because Aaron Rodgers is here. If it was Zach Wilson, if it was Mike White, if it was Jordan Travis, Tyrod Taylor, and it's not the case. And I'm just tired. I think this team really needs, it's like having a quarterback who's weather beaten, like just sitting on the bench for a year. Like, we need to sit on the bench. We need time. Let us prove something. Let us get an 8-win season and maybe look like we're on the upward swing before you put us on more than one damn primetime game. And it shouldn't be Monday night. It should be Sunday night. Like, that's all we've earned, is one Sunday night game. That's it. Just because it's fair is fair. You got to, But it's like, I don't think this whole energy that he brings, if we're winning, it's a different story, right? But we're not. And a lot of it is him. Baldy had that breakdown, that one play where he threw it into the back of his lineman, and Conklin was right there. And it's like, I don't know what that is. There's a hesitance with him. We've seen it at least once or twice every game that, he's pumping, he's hesitant. He's going to throw a pass and he tries to hold on to the ball and it goes down and we got to argue if it's a fumble or if it's like, there's a lot of that going on. And he's not good enough for me to want to deal with the bullshit is what I'm saying. I'm just kind of, dude, you're 40 years old. You're going to be 41 next year. You look at, is he going to get better? Is he going to age like a fine wine for next year? He looks significantly older this year to me than he did last year. Just his face, doesn't he? He looks thinner. He's much more gray. Just look at last year when I'm gonna send you some pictures. Look at when he signed.
From that then and now.
Yeah.
Right. It's like looking at like a Barack Obama, young guy.
You get the president when he first gets in, and then like 8 years later, like, they just look distraught.
Yeah, he's this fucking wrinkled old man. Hello. 4 years later, So I don't know. I'm not hating.
I want to see under promise, over deliver. That's what I want to see.
Right.
Like that's the way it should be done. When you over promise, you can only fall short. And it's not that I don't want us to have aspirations to shoot for the stars and aim for a Super Bowl and go to the playoffs and all this different stuff. And when you sign Aaron Rodgers, you set the expectation up to be like to the nth degree, 100%.
What's up, guys? Matt O'Leary from Talkin' Jets. If you liked that video, please make sure to subscribe and follow for more New York Jets content.